Hey guys, Clumsy here, and welcome back to ETS2 Clumsy Trucking. As you can see, we are back in the Volvo FH, and a lot of things have happened in the weekend. I'm not even sure where to start, but I'll do my best to keep up with you guys, alright? But for this episode, the main events, of course, the reason why we are in this truck again in the first place. EVR's Volvo FH engine sounds have now been released, and it is eargasmic. We will hear that in a bit. And 1.33 experimental beta is now up. Try at your own risk. I will detail the changes, and we'll see how it looks so far. In addition to that, you can see the background that's playing right now. We did finish the World of Trucks event, and if you did the 10 jobs to and from Germany in the World of Trucks contracts, then you should be getting this very beautiful under the bridge background as well. In addition to our furry little friend, well, might not be too furry, but he might be a bit more on the hairy side. A little bit of sneak peek there. That's how the truck looks. That's how our little friend looks, and he'll be bobbing along later as we go along. So this is how the truck looks. Volvo FH low deck, thanks to Sogard. Even the trailer, the Mega Liner, is from Sogard. It has been updated as well, version 1.8. Looks beautiful as heck. Lots of different options, and we'll probably get into that in a different mod spotlight video. But for now, let's hear the engine sounds. I know a lot of people have been waiting for it. Oh, that whine at the end, beautiful. Oh yeah. Vasily is really stepping it up. And thanks, by the way, to Vasily for providing me a copy of this. If you are interested in checking out this mod and getting it for your own, I will try to remember to post a link in the video description on how you can purchase it. I think it's around €2 to get the sounds, and then you will get free updates whenever he updates the sounds in this mod. Alright, so let's go outside again. Let's hear how the engine stopping is. Very clunky. In a good way. In a good way. And yes, by the way, the Clumsy Trucking skin, that's from Chi Sport. Thanks a lot, Chi. Love it. Customizable colors and everything. And then this light bar at the top is by yours truly. So, let's hear it from inside now. I love that beeping. Very subtle beeping sound. Oh yeah. And if you aren't wearing headphones, why aren't you? Pause the video. Get some headphones, some earphones, some earbuds, whatever. Rewind to the beginning and listen to this beautiful, beautiful engine sound. And of course the EVR signature switches. That spring action when the indicator turns off. I think that's my favorite. Retarder switch. Love it, especially when the retarder starts working. You'll hear the retarder humming along. Beautiful. Right, I think we're ready. Parking brake. Where are we going, by the way? We are currently in Bremen. We are in 1.33 experimental beta, and I'll actually, let me get into that, because there have been a couple of changes. 1.33 is in experimental beta. It's not open beta yet, it's experimental beta. So it's like one step before open beta. It's for the hardcore guys who are willing to test out the different new features, willing to get crashes and everything. So I do not recommend it for everybody. Only if you are willing to experiment and get a lot of buggy stuff. Although, that being said, it is looking a bit stable. It is looking pretty stable so far for me. but I would suggest you guys hold off if you're more on the casual side. But if you're on the hardcore side, then go ahead. Might be a bit complicated. Anyway, so what's new? A lot of different things. Trailer dealer. You can see the options for the different kinds of trailers are now vertical. Before they were horizontal like that. And so when you had so many mods, so many trailer mods with one box each, there will come a time when the boxes will go beyond the screen and you can't click them anymore. Here, I'm guessing that's a scroll bar enabled thing. So if you have a lot, they can still scroll. I think that's how it goes, supposedly. Yeah. If you have the Corona DLC, there is now the box liner officially supported. So before we had a mod which enabled that, but now this is SCS enabled. So that's cool. There are now double flatbed trailers, I believe. So if you customize that and let the game load a bit, double flatbeds are now available. There's even an HCT. Remember we had an HCT load once from Ekeri, I think. This is specific to Finland. And that's why if you look at the warning here, currently selected chain type HCT cannot be purchased without an own garage in Suomi. Where's Suomi? Is that in Finland? Yes, right? That's the local name. That's one of the updates as well. So see that Suomi? That is the local name of the place. But if you enable, I think this is enabled by default, there is now a localized city and country name. So something like Davies mod, if you guys are familiar with the Davies mod, which localizes the different city and country names. So that also changes things. So if you look here again, and if you look at the chain types, see, now it says Finland because we localized now we made all the cities English because my current language is in English. Right, so let's keep it that way for now. Finland it is. So yeah, that's Baltics DLC hype right there. Alright, what else? Viable container and brick trailers and cargo market. Actually, I'm not sure where that is. Container and brick trailers. I have not seen that yet, but if you guys know, let me know, okay? I haven't seen that yet in the list here. Maybe I'm missing something. Yeah, probably. And then if you probably noticed it as well, this is applicable for both truck and trailer combos. So for those people who are very interested in getting like their entire fleet uniform, like having a template, you now have this My Fleet configurations. So every trailer you have currently, they will appear here, and you'll just be able to buy off that exact trailer, rinse and repeat, like that one, purchase, and fill it up. So the same goes with the truck dealers. So for example, if we pick a Volvo, let's buy online. So you see stock offers here, which is what we know. But if you go to fleet config, you'll see all the Volvos you have, and that's exactly what we're driving now. And you can purchase that and get that same truck for your entire fleet. So they're uniform. So finally they have that. Yeah, no need to redo everything. That's a very good quality of life improvement. What else? Music shuffling. If you're the type who plays music in-game, I don't really do that because I can easily play MP3s outside, but there is now a shuffle button in the music player, that one. Yeah, I don't really need to do that. And some other stuff. The other stuff is which is getting interesting as well, but the major change with 1.33, which everybody is talking about, is the physics improvements for the suspension, damping, braking, center of gravity, and all that stuff. There are a couple of there is at least one new parameter. It's called G suspension stiffness. By default it's 1. Some people have said the realistic value is 0. 0 would get you the most realism, but I found out, well, I found it's a bit too wobbly for my taste. But we'll drive along and we'll see if we can notice all the different things. Okay, anyway, let us drive and hear how EVR sounds are like. And sorry, yeah, it's going to be a bit actually it has been a bit like of a buffet of changes. So many different variations, so many things happening. Oh yeah, you might be able to see it here. Let's see. So yeah, I wanted to show you EVR sounds, but at the same time I wanted to show you 1.33 changes, so a little bit of everything. So if you notice, the trailer might be a bit more bouncy. If I set this to 0, I wonder if there is something that will change. So if you set that to 0, you'll hear this bouncing sound, that one, to indicate that it did refresh. And then if you raise the axle and lower it, is it more bouncy? I'm not sure. Let's go with 0. Let's go with 0 and feel the difference. Oh, and yes, I forgot to show you. You might have seen that other video from yesterday, that 30-second video, where I was not in the best scenario. Let's put it that way. And that's the culprit of that incident is this guy. This new setup, single trailer. Any of these I think is available, but now if you look at the chassis, there is a one-axle variant, like a city trailer. Look at how cute that is. Doesn't fit our truck currently because we have a low deck setup. And look at how small that is compared to the normal ones. Unfortunately, I think there is a bug with the center of gravity as of the moment. When you slow down, when you activate the retarder, kind of lifts off the wheels or something, so it kind of ruins the automatic transmission and stuff. So the gears go wild, go up and down, and it gets confused what gear you should be in. So I think it's a work in progress there. It's one of the experimental updates still. So for those of you guys who are not, who want to focus rather on the engine sound, don't worry. I'll make a silent trucking episode, so you won't need to hear my voice. Just focus on the engine and all the other sounds from EVR. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow, I'm not sure. And then I'll also be releasing a mod spotlight for this Megaliner, because there have been so many updates since I last featured it. I think the last time I featured it was 1.0 or 1.1, and now it's 1.8. So many updates, so many skins. But you can see this is like so sleek looking, this trailer, isn't it? And this doesn't even have one of the fancy paint jobs. I still have the dual clutch setup enabled, I think, if I remember correctly, that is. Okay, so we'll be picking this up on DHL. Yeah, that's the one. Thank you, green light. That's the retarder at work. Okay, this time the downshifting is proper. If you've seen that 30-second video, and if you observe it closely, you'll notice that I was driving at around 70 kilometers per hour, and then I enabled the retarder, and then the gears went wild, went from 11 to 9 and back to 11. It didn't slow me down because it was getting so confused, and I ended up in the ditch on the side, sleeping. I blame the trailer for that, the short trailer. Okay, let's pick it up. We'll be going from Bremen to Travemunde. Travemunde, I guess that is. Taking some ketchup. 17 tons of ketchup. Wow. How heavy is that? Well, 17 tons, but how plenty is that? Probably filling this entire mega trailer. Megaliner. Now let me try and park this thing. Let me lift one axle. And see if we can do it this way. Slowly but surely. Now where's the line? There it is. Okay. Whoop. Yeah. Focusing here. 1 second. Sorry. And I really wanted that single axle short trailer. It was really cute looking, and it was perfect for those short drives, but yeah, it was a bit wobbly. The physics weren't perfect yet, and I think it's a bit difficult to maneuver, ironically enough. Like this longer trailer, I have a much easier time maneuvering it compared to that one, because it's just so fickle-minded. But that's how it is usually. With shorter trailers, they're a bit harder to adjust, or more sensitive to minor turns, so they turn faster. Good. And where we're going, yes, I forgot to mention that Travemunde, that's a new place in 1.33, I think. Yes, that is a ferry, a port, which I think would have a connection directly to Finland, maybe, as part of the Baltics DLC. And yes, so I'm guessing, and everyone else is guessing, that 1.33 will be releasing, maybe, I don't know, maybe in a month, maybe less, and then a week after that, or maybe, but very close by, we're not yet sure what, afterwards, Baltics DLC will release. Look at how bouncy that is when I lowered the axle. Yeah, it is still a bit bouncy on some ends. They really are overhauling the physics with 1.33, so we have to do our best to experiment, test, and comment, give feedback. Loving that spring. Engine brake, that was the one. Bit loud, just the way I like it. So what was I talking about right before? The trailer, the suspension, of course I forgot. Train of thought is gone. The Baltics DLC release. Yeah, I think people will really love that. And all the signs are pointing to an upcoming Baltics DLC release beyond the Baltic Sea. Because as we saw a while ago, there are specific trailers now for Finland. It even says Finland in there, exactly. And the map has been updated to have new ferry connections. I think in Sweden there is also one. Loving that downshift sound. You can hear the rev slowly lowering and then downshifting, and the transition between the gears, it's just super smooth, super seamless, and it's highlighted even more with that dual clutch goodness. Oh, isn't that beautiful? And this is just with interior volume 2. You can set that to 3 if you like an even more stronger oomph. But I think for me, level 2 is perfect. Has the right balance with the other interior sound switches, indicators and whatnot. Oh crap. That is the power of dual clutch. Super fast shifting. Man, I'm loving this setup. But yeah, as you guys might know, the Volvo FH is one of my most favorite trucks. It's tied with the next-gen Scania in terms of the modern trucks that I like. And recently, the next-gen Scania is beautiful, but it's oversaturated. So whenever I look at the interior of the next-gen Scania, it's beautiful, but I've been seeing it so much, so I wanted to change. And so recently I've been more leaning towards the Volvo FH. It just is so beautiful. Man. The revs are real. Loving it. A lot of people have been commenting about the physics. They're saying that it's really awesome now. Most of the people are liking, most of the guys who have been testing out the experimental build are liking the new updated physics. Although for me, I like it, but to be honest, I don't really notice it that much. I don't notice the changes so much. Maybe, I don't know, maybe if you drive fast and stop suddenly, you feel it more. But for me specifically, I don't notice all the changes yet. I think I have to be more sensitive to the physics. Maybe I'm too slack. But we'll see. It's a work in progress, and as I mentioned, if you're not up to really like testing and encountering different bugs, different weird behaviors, I suggest you wait for at least open beta or the official 1.33, because as of the moment, a lot of tweaks are ongoing, a lot of trial and error is happening, and this is exactly why, if you look at the SCS blog, there is no update, there's nothing saying anything about 1.33. What is that guy? Random event. Crash, I think. So there is nothing in the blog which says anything about 1.33, and it's because the developers wanted to get more of like an insider feedback first before they go to open beta, or before they make it available to everybody. Well, before they announce it to everybody, they wanted a bit more like private audience, which is like the active people in the forums, which are normally the hardcore guys, the really hardcore truck enthusiasts who are willing to test and willing to have like bugs all over the place just to get their hands on the latest and help out. So this is actually a pretty good idea from SCS, like having this experimental beta, and then once it gets refined a bit, then jumping into open beta where they can accept more feedback and maybe polish the changes a bit thanks to experimental beta testers feedback, and then they release it in full. So there are varying levels now, and this is perfect. So if you want like to really get into the action, then you can get into the experimental betas right now. You just go to Steam library, Euro Truck Sim, right click properties, go to the betas tab and pick the experimental beta. But as I mentioned, try it at your own risk. Mod support is not confirmed, it's not guaranteed, and it might be challenging to go back to 1.32 after. So once you go experimental, it can be quite challenging to go back. I think not as easy as before, at least. You need to back up your profile, restore it manually. It's not enough to just go back to 1.32. So if you're going to try the experimental build, be warned, okay? You might have trouble going back to 1.32. So if you're liking pro mods of course is not compatible with the future version. So no pro mods if you're in 1.33. And if that's a deal breaker for you, then it would be best to wait for an update. So I would need your help, guys, to keep your eyes peeled. Where are these guys slowing down? Let's move to the left here. Ah, looks like there's something. Ah, that's the thing. Someone pulled over. Maybe speeding or something. But there are a couple of new random events as well. Alex has been posting them on the Discord. Some pretty interesting events. Tanker on fire, things like that. I think there's even like a fighter jet who's like crash landed on the side of the road or something. It's a bit hardcore. Yeah, the SES is getting creative with their random events. Oh no, please don't. Oh crap. Okay, fine. He merged in. But that was actually a pretty gutsy move from that AI. And he doesn't let me go. He doesn't want to give over. Oh, come on. Okay, let's let him pass. Stay in this middle lane. The guy is not leaving my side. Just matching my speed. Let me step on it then. Go beyond 80 just a bit. There we go. Okay. Whoop, little bit of lag there. Yeah, you see how the retarder works properly here? Just level 2 retarder and we're perfectly okay. I did the same thing in the video, in the 30-second video I showed yesterday. And the gears jumped all over the place and the retarder did not do its job. And that's why I was headed into the junction still at around 70 kilometers per hour. Not a very good way to merge or to tackle an exit. So, and that was because of the trailer. So the short single axle trailer has that bug at the moment. But this one, the Megaliner, pretty stable so far. I am enjoying how it looks. I'm enjoying how it drives. Very stable. I have not really noticed a humongous change in the physics, but that's just me being a pretty basic guy. So maybe I'm too, how do you say, too easy to please. Nah, not really. But yeah, I'm liking it, but I'm not noticing the major changes so far. Maybe that's because it's so smooth. Yeah, maybe it's because the changes are so smooth. So if you notice anything in this video or in any other video which is showing 1.33, you guys let me know in the comments, alright? And we'll try to pinpoint that and we'll try to focus on that so we can appreciate it better. Okay, Travemunde, there we go. Even the signs are showing it. We are good here. We can just cruise along, I think. Yeah, I guess this is around 50 or 40. 50, okay, perfect. Travemunde. Left. I hope I'm here. I hope I'm reading it remotely correctly. But if not, sorry. It doesn't sound so German, does it? I do love the retarder of this truck. I didn't even step on the brakes anymore. I don't usually step on the brakes anymore. The retarder can do everything for slowing me down. It's more than enough. Oh my goodness, this is a perfect shot. Sorry guys, can you indulge me and can you give me this one? So I want to take a photo there. Oh, and we have not given attention to our little hairy friend so much. We'll take a look at him, but you probably have seen him around. Let's see. I do love that clumsy trucking as well, especially when you light it up. It lights up perfectly. So let's go with that. Let's remove the blur. I do want to show a bit of the road. Yeah, something like that maybe would work. And maybe on the ferry, when we get to the port, we'll be able to take some photos as well. But Man, yeah, really loving these sounds. Vasily, thank you so much for providing me a copy. Man, when I heard it the first time when I was testing it, I was like, oh my goodness, this is perfect combination. I have to get back into the Volvo FH. This is so good. So coupled with Eugene's mods, with Eugene's Volvo FH, EVR sounds, perfect combination. And yeah, there's our friend, wobbling along, bobbing along, saying no every single time. Good. Up. Unfortunately, and yes, this is case in point, we were all hoping that in 1.33 the skybox bug has been fixed, so I'm still using foggy weather for graphics. Unfortunately, you can see the flickering shadows, although it is a bit less laggy, so the things are loading a bit faster. It's less laggy than before, but there is still that lag spike, and you can still see the skyboxes getting loaded and unloaded continuously. Set weather fixes it as always, but yeah, it's still there and I hate it. Hopefully it is one of the list, or one of the things that the SKRS will still include in 1.33, because it really is an immersion breaker, that SKRS bug, and it's one of the, I would say, prerequisites for a great experience with foggy weather. I don't think Kirill will release foggy weather if that bug exists, because a lot of people will complain and will blame his mod for it, even though it's caused by SKRS. Oh man, this is looking really good, isn't it? This toll gate in the middle, Liepaja to Travemunde. Is that in Finland? Or is that in Latvia? Somewhere in the Baltic region, I guess, huh? Can you go in? I'll take a photo there later. For now, let's just enjoy the view here. Is that a ramp? It is, but it seems to be closed off. Now this is saying Stenaline, but I think that's because of my mod. I have Satan 19990's real company's mod, so it's replacing all those company names with the real brands. Polaris line, so I'm not sure which one it is. Which one is the real one? Is it Polaris Line's the real one and Stena Line's the fictional one? I guess. You guys let me know, okay? I'm not from around these parts. So where are we delivering this thing? And how do we enter? Okay, there's the parking area. I think that's the entrance. I think that's actually a door. Okay, let's try that. Even the beeping sound is different. And the subtle gear changing sounds, even from the outside, are beautiful. Hear this. Love it. Very subtle, but so good, especially if you're wearing headphones. So I'm hoping this opens. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Beautiful. Okay, good. Just make sure not to hit anything there. Okay, perfect. Now I think I have to approach it this way. I wonder if this opens as well. Let's try. It does not. It's a fake gate. Okay. But that's where we should be parking. Man, this is some beautiful sky by foggy weather. Yeah, I hate that bug. That skybox changing, shadow flickering bug that is breaking immersion, especially in silent trucking episodes. In here, it's not such a problem. I can easily go to the console because I'm just speaking with you guys casually and we're just driving along together, so we can do changes as we go. But with silent trucking, I prefer not to do it. With silent trucking, I prefer to really just make it as realistic an experience as possible, and showing the console at any point in that video is a bit of an immersion breaker. But I mean, the risk of losing foggy weather over that, it's very hard to bear. I was deciding on it. I was contemplating on removing foggy weather for silent trucking, but I don't think I will push through with it because I tried it without. It's just a completely different experience. I mean, the lighting from foggy weather is just so beautiful. So I think we'll be keeping it and just living with the bug for now. Oh, by the way, the lights. Look at that! How it shines. I love it. Good. Excellent. Ketchup delivered. People will be happy. And we have leveled up. Level 32 Elite. Thank you. Let's keep that there. Ooh, fancy. Do it. Perfect. And yes, this is our own trailer, so we get to keep it. But yes, so for sure, we will be driving more of this truck. I'll probably be doing a silent trucking video with this exact setup. Probably. So stay tuned for that. So if you didn't get enough of the beautiful sounds by EVR, then stay tuned for that and get your headphones ready, alright? Anyway, let's stop here and we'll end the episode. It's a bit shorter than the other ones, but hopefully that's fine with you. So if you have other info for the 1.33 experimental beta, if you want to highlight some features, some of the observations, let me know in the comments, right? I'll be looking forward to them. Anyway, if you did like this video, please don't forget, hit the thumbs up button, hit the like button, share with your friends, comment, and check out my Patreon if you are interested in supporting the channel directly. Thank you for watching, guys. Have a nice day, and catch you in the next one. Oh, the toot toot. A short version, and if you hold the button, a longer version. Beautiful. Perfect. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day, and catch you in the next one. Clumsy trucking, everybody, and bye-bye.